One of the things I see over and over again with people who want to acquire a business is this. They usually do not have an information problem. They have an execution problem. That may sound a little harsh, but it's true. Most people know enough to begin. They know they need to pick an industry. They know they need to build a list. They know they need to contact sellers. They know they need to follow up. They know they need to talk to bankers, board candidates, attorneys, accountants, and people who can help them move the acquisition process forward. But knowing what to do and actually doing it every week are not the same thing. That gap is exactly why I created the MDA method. MDA stands for motivation, discipline, and action. Motivation is the reason you're doing this. Discipline is what you do whether you feel like it or not. Action is the external work that creates opportunity. And if one of those three is missing, the process breaks down. You can be motivated and still not execute. You can be disciplined in other areas of your life and still hide behind research, planning, rewriting, and getting ready, quote unquote. You can take action once or twice and then quit quietly when the seller does not respond, the banker pushes back, or the process gets uncomfortable. That is what I call quiet quitting. You do not announce that you're quitting, but you start to make fewer calls, you follow up less, you miss commitments, you delay your weekly report. You lower your standards. And then a month goes by, 2 months go by, 6 months go by, and nothing meaningful has changed. That is not because business acquisition does not work. It is because the weekly execution system broke down. The MDA method is designed to fix that. This is not another how to buy a business course. That is what the Acquisition Advantage Bootcamp is for. The MDA method is different. This course is about behavior. It's about standards. It's about weekly action. And it is about attacking the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. One of the core standards in this course is a real execution commitment must be external, numeric, controllable by you, and 1 week specific. External means it touches another human being, a seller, a banker, a board candidate, an attorney, an accountant, a referral source. Numeric means you can count it, not work on outreach, quote unquote. That is vague. A real commitment sounds like send 15 letters by Friday, or make 5 follow-up calls by Wednesday, or contact 3 board candidates by Thursday. Controllable means you can do it without someone else giving you permission. You cannot control whether a seller calls you back. You can control whether you make the call. You cannot control whether a banker says yes. You can control whether you schedule the conversation. 1 week specific means it lives inside this week, not someday, not soon, not when things calm down, but this week. That is where discipline gets real. And another major idea in the MDA method is the difference between signal and noise. Signal is the work that creates or advances acquisition process, seller conversations, follow-ups, banker conversations, board conversations, professional conversations, real deal analysis. Noise is anything that consumes time but does not move the acquisition forward. And here's the dangerous part. Noise does not always look like laziness. Noise looks like research. Sometimes noise looks like rewriting your letter for the 10th time. Sometimes noise looks like perfecting your website. Sometimes noise looks like watching another video instead of contacting a seller. Preparation matters, but preparation must serve execution. If preparation leads to outreach, it's useful. If preparation replaces outreach, it's an avoidance. The course also deals with time management because acquisition work cannot live in the leftover scraps of your week. If you say you're serious about acquiring a business, there has to be a protected acquisition time on your calendar. Your calendar tells the truth. If it is not scheduled, it probably will not happen. And if you already own or run a business, this becomes even more important. Your current business can become the vortex that consumes the whole week. There is always something urgent. There is always a fire drill. There is always a reason to postpone the work that builds your future. That is why we talk about delegation, KPIs, which is key performance indicators, accountability, and protecting future building time. The MDA method also gives you a practical decision process using OOCEMR: outcome, options, consequences, evaluate, mitigate, resolve. Why? Because too many people try to make acquisition decisions in their head. And when you decide in your head, fear exaggerates the downside, excitement exaggerates the upside, and anxiety creates delay. Writing the decision down creates clarity. Then you resolve it into action. That is the point. This course is not designed to entertain you. I hope it does a little bit, but it's not designed to do that. It's designed to change what you do this week, because the acquisition process rewards consistent external action, not vague intention, not hidden effort, not private research, not someday planning, but external action, tracked honestly, improved every week. That is the MDA method. Motivation gives you the reason, discipline gives you the structure, action creates the opportunity, and weekly execution creates momentum. Now, here is why I'm telling you this today. Today, we're going to offer an early bird special discount on the MDA method. This discount will only be available until Friday. After Friday, it ends. So, if you know that execution has been your weak spot, if you know you have been learning more than acting, if you know you have been hiding behind preparation, this course was created for you. The goal is simple: help you stop drifting, help you stop making vague commitments, help you protect the signal, help you reduce the noise, help you take the external action required to acquire a business. Because in the end, information does not create acquisitions. Conversations create acquisitions. Follow-up creates momentum. Discipline creates consistency. And action creates opportunity. So remember, never ask, never get. Please keep pushing. And here's to your success.